All right, hello everyone, and welcome to the Mr. Cat Invitational Playoffs. This is going to be a best of three between Execration and Orange.Taring, and I am being joined by the one and only Mott Pax. How's it going, man?
I got to see Orange.Taring,
You,
and of course they managed to survive, make their way into the actual playoffs through some pretty grueling tiebreakers. So excited to see what they got to bring.
all right, hold on one second. We are fixing some sound stuff. You are still muted in TeamSpeak, by the way. So first pick, Elder Titan,
Ah.
coming out of Execration. Yeah, that
So
was
so
neat.
none of that came out.
No,
Right?
I did because I'm working from a new setup, so audio had co-broadcasters on, so I could hear you in game.
Oh well, that's somewhat convenient, I guess.
Exactly.
No worries. I was just saving you from the echo. Yeah, no. Orange.Taring, like, I don't know. I'm kind of hoping they go with the Bat Rider this game. I was kind of looking at it, and one of the things that I'd like to take a look at teams is some of those boom shakalaka. But anyway, the reason for that is because it's a hero that they've gone to a lot of times. But the other thing is when you look at their opponent team, you can kind of see like what heroes that we're really good with haven't they played with in a while. And Execration haven't played against a Bat Rider, or I don't think with a Bat Rider, in their last like 25 games. And
Wow.
I feel like Batrider is one of those heroes that can really kind of like catch you off guard, those rotations, actually getting in there and dealing with him during the jungle. So I super like this opener from Orange.
Yeah, this can be really, really aggressive, having that Batrider already just lay down the fire, push out the lanes, and Batrider makes a fantastic lifestealer vessel. Do you think Taring are looking at that?
Yeah, no, it's definitely a possibility. I mean, there's no Shadow Demon. He's been someone who has been given Lifestealer a little bit of trouble. Slardar, generally, like, you get the minus armor, of course, but you're always kind of looking for that Lifestealer, I think, in the second phase when you've got that Bat Rider who, despite Lifestealer kind of falling off a little bit, I mean, Bat Rider Lifestealer, it's so good. And then this is more than likely be the offlaner, too, so you can start to look towards that secondary mobile, like mobile mid, and things just look so fine and dandy. But we still have that big old Juggernaut, too, who, of course, everyone's loving right now in the position one.
I'm loving this third ban Meepo against Abed. Is Taring really that scared of it? Can it really just take out your entire team and worthy of a third ban?
I think when it's playoffs, you don't want to handle any of that stuff. Like I look at their team right now, and what would I be most scared of? Like maybe a disruptor for like that nice last little bit of wombo combo. Could be the Faceless Void potentially if you were running like some weird kind of like a Slardar one, which we haven't seen in a while. But there's so many of those wombo combo heroes that I would rather take out something like the Meepo and just feel pretty safe in what I'm banning, like knowing that it's something that they could look for at some point in the draft.
All right, so moving forward here, next ban, like you mentioned, Juggernaut still a huge possibility. Execration just going with that minus damage or minus armor strat like crazy. If they really wanted to go full throttle, they could go for the dazzle, but that seems a bit excessive. And aside from the Juggernaut, what other carries do you think could really be potent on Execration's side?
Execration themselves, well, what do we got here? Shadow Demon's gone, so that takes out, like, your Terrorblade, your Luna. Of course, everyone's loving that right now, but, apart from that, they are okay with, like, the Clinks if you're looking for something a little bit more mobile. They actually ban out the Slark, which is kind of funny, like, up against the Bat Rider, maybe just because Orange do have that first pick, so I'm not wanting to give that one up, and have two very elusive cores to try and take care of, so it's, it's pretty open, right? I mean, Sven's still out there. We're talking about Wombo combo with Elder Titan Slider. Already have the minus armor, your dire side. That could, right there, just start to, like, decide a few things, too, for them.
All right, so going in, Potom ban, no surprise. I think just comboing up with Elder Titan, they can roam very, very aggressively. I think Taring are a little bit scared of just kind of getting wrapped around on over and over again. Once you get that Slardar going with that Blink Crush, I mean, both teams could really benefit from that Life Stealer. These ganks could be very scary.
Yeah, it's true. That nice early rotation. He just kind of shows up with an armlet, and, like, bam. It pairs up pretty nicely, like, with the timing of both Enchantress and Slardar, so either team, as you said, could have some serious benefits from it right now. Kind of interesting. I don't know, maybe Execution are thinking about a Drow ban here. That would probably be the only thing I would consider as to what's like taking them so long. Maybe like a
Oh.
Faceless Void if they're considering like, oh, are Orange like willing to run this mid? But as far as I've seen from them, I've only ever watched it go into the offlane. But it'll be the Sven instead. So Drought, a little bit spooky. I mean, they have the Slardar, they have the Elder Titan. Those are two heroes with some pretty decent reach. Like, you can, if you get a good sleep on everyone, you can, like, reposition to get in those back lines and actually take down that Drow. And maybe that's something they're considering, and they're okay with that. But Drow has just been, like, I mean, she's first pick material in so many games right now, like both Star Ladder, the Summit. teams just willing to reveal her much earlier than they were before.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't even realize this could be an amazing Drow game. Batrider getting so much potential for that. And if the Drow's picked up, I think Batrider can totally go mid. I think that makes him incredibly strong in the laning phase. I'm very curious to see if this is a Drow Ranger.
I mean, if you go Drow at this point too, like there's other heroes they like the Viper. They can
Oh,
whip that one out. Yeah, it just gets absolutely filthy, right? I mean, Vengeful
it's
Spirit's still in the pool too.
Yeah, I think this could be an awesome Drow game. Of course, we've seen Drows really boom or bust. They're either exactly what you want or they just feel like they fall so flat and
Yeah.
they could get rolled over here. Again, this are best of threes rather than the group stage best of twos, so there are chances to redeem yourself if the first game goes completely south.
Yeah. There could actually it should just be a Venge pick right here anyway. I feel like you're not too concerned about a Drow pick from Execration. They don't run Drow. Yeah, they don't run
Ooh,
Drow anyway.
look
And
at
then this
that.
Venge is so the swap, right? Because you don't want to give that up. Because of course they can run Venge, but there's no way. I don't think they're gonna go Drow here unless it's like some desperation ploy.
Yeah, I mean, I think any team could benefit from Vengeful Spirit, but if they give it to Execration, that could be terrifying. So just kind of a deny pick, but also adds a ton of utility. There's the Crystal Maiden picked up, and that combos well with the Juggernauts. We might see the Juggernaut picked up for Execration's side if they wanted to go for that.
Yeah, I gotta say I'm still pretty big on the Crystal Maiden train. Good
Oh,
hero, very good against the Enchantress, of course. Dealing with those creeps early on, and then so many mids can benefit. Specifically, Alchemist is probably like one of the best ones in my mind, as to that like constant mana regeneration. Someone who can kind of struggle in the mid, but he's another hero that's kind of starting to filter off a little bit, and also someone who Execration don't tend to run too much. They're kind of more about like either Invoker or maybe like an early roaming Marana, but of course both of them banned out, so they'll have to look towards something like that. Maybe the Queen of Pain. Or I don't tend to see them on like scaling mids. Oh, there you go. There's our life stealer.
Oh.
I think it's safer than a Drow just because of that reach that we're talking about with the Slider and the Elder Titan.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to be able to pop into that Batrider. Vengeful Spirit's going to be able to bring his prey right to him. And, you know, Slardar's got some decent defense against that. Elder Titan can fare up nicely towards the late game with that natural order going through, making sure Lifestealer isn't such a monster. But Execration need more tools to deal with this. What's their next pick here? I mean,
What's
just,
their next
you know,
right now?
clearly
What
Mod
is
Packs
it?
you are
Get
drafting
it.
for both teams.
Get it. Yeah,
I mean, you called out the
apparently
Venge.
I'm only on the mind of Orange right now, apparently. So, like you started looking at this game and you're like, okay, so what are they gonna do? So around that, 10-minute mark, you're hoping for Batrider to probably be into his Blink Dagger if you're Orange, having a good game. Okay, so they're going with the split push. So it was either Tinker. I was actually thinking they might go Tinker, just because that's a hero they've run just last game, in fact. But early on as well, they were running it in Mr. Cat too. So, but the Naga instead. Now that's pretty interesting. Not many people running the Naga, and you kind of start to wonder like why Naga over Tinker. The Radiance is going to be pretty sick against the Blink. And the Mischance is not too good against Lifestealer, right? Because he's got the Rage. But in terms of dealing with all these creeps, maybe the Blinks of the Batrider, sending out the Illusions, that could be enough to try and keep you safe. But we're in for a good one, I'd say.
I mean, if Execration wanted to go for the greediest draft in the world, you can pick up the Tinker here and run the Naga safe, but I doubt that's going to be what's happening as the Weaver is banned out. I like that. A nice slippery hero. You can't really get your paws on that bug. And Execration.
Yeah, good minus armor, too.
Yeah. So they're still looking for their carry here. Last pick. It looks like Taring are looking for their mid, unless they're running this Batrider mid, but in which case they're looking for an off. But with the Timbersaw ban, it seems like we're on the same wavelength. Batrider off. And our next mid pickup. Do they need push?
Oh,
Do
I
they
like
need
this.
survivability?
I really like this. So they're going to run the Naga mid like the old Bottle Crow style and go with a position 1 Slider.
Oh, I like that a lot. That's going to be fantastic here. I think that should allow Tidehunter to get a nice early level 6. Slardar, I don't know how much of an impact he's really going to have, but I think getting him that nice early farm, getting that priority is going to be great.
Yeah, it's going to be kind of hard, actually. Like, I'm trying to envision his rotations with the Crystal Maiden and Elder Titan. It's going to be a lot on the Elder Titan, honestly, for those early games. Like, I don't think he can wait till Blink Dagger to rotate as the Slardar. Well, maybe if the Elder Titan just kind of camps mid with the Naga, it'll be okay. It'll be all, once again, like, Ling just absolutely crushed yesterday on the Enchantress. Like, to a filthy degree. Like, he was like 4-0-0 at, I think, 5 minutes. He was playing so well, and like right when the game started, Lyric and I talking about, we're like, man, this Enchantress needs to do work this game, and Ling just went off. Like, and that's what this game's gonna be like too, because he's the one that has to find these holes in the Elder Titan's defense. He has to like wiggle himself through the spirits and through those stomps, try and get in there, right? Get a couple stomps off, get that Satyr blasting away and annoying the mid lane. it's all on Ling to me right now, and he has to like kind of create that first 8-10 minutes here for Psionics, and just let the rest of the team handle it. But yeah, that's Tinker. So we're gonna get to a little bit of resident sleeper action here.
Oh, I'm so excited here. I think this is gonna be a good one. 1 second here. Let me toggle some settings. Sorry about this. New
It's gonna be kind of
setup,
cool.
new fun times. There we go.
Oh yeah, I'm rocking one too. So it's kind of like it's scary because you're like, please work. Yesterday, oh my god, I was so tilted yesterday. I was producing, I was doing everything, and I fully test all the audio like on stream. I've got like people in the chat. I'm like going over the VOD myself. Like I'm just like, oh, that all sounds so good. And then literally the game starts, and I put my mic back on in OBS, like it's all I've done. Turn it off in OBS, and now I'm like a mouse. You couldn't hear anything. I'm like, all right, GG. Well, we lost.
That's Dota God sending you a message, man.
Yeah, that's technology right there for you. I like right in that moment, I fully forgave like every LAN that ever had a problem during the first game.
Wow,
that was it. That was my like
that is a
moment.
big chunk of forgiveness.
I mean, you're just like, how can't they test it? And I was sitting here in my own house. I'm testing it for like 20 minutes, and then it just dies. But we're all good now, hopefully.
Wow, these Dota sounds are something fierce. Let me turn those down a little bit. Boom,
Right,
boom.
that's all right. You're not missing too much. A little bit of ward action down in the bottom. Actually, this is the same thing they did yesterday. I believe Ice was on a lion this time, but he was just like TP mostly to scout, not so much to place his own. But he's gonna go with the sneaky right side ward. And does Slardar have one? He does. He's got the observer and the sentry. See if he gets spotted out.
I think up top here, Batrider, Raji has done this exact ward, I believe, almost every game, so Tidehunter should be kind of keen on it. Are they going to go deward up here, though? This little jungle cliff could be another target of dewarding. We'll see. Tidehunter. No sentries for himself. Crystal Maiden, she's got one. Where are they going to put it?
Dun 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 dun.
I think we're holding on to it for now, but I think when this small camp doesn't start stacking, that's going to be a clear giveaway.
Yeah, that's my favorite spot.
to
Oh, she's gonna goof. She's gonna goof.
Did she goof?
She's going to. This is my favorite ward. In like, I always ward right there. It's just
Oh,
outside that spot.
no, it's in it. It's in it. She sees it.
What?
It is one
Oh.
pixel inside.
Yeah, no, he's fired. All right, who put that? Raji. Come on, man. There's a reason we got the alt button. Yeah, no, you can alt, and you can put that in the very top right corner, and that ward does not catch that corner. Just so you guys know. That's why it's the best spot in the game.
All right,
That's on
Batrider.
Raji.
Very aggressive, not able to actually get the rune there, and Raji could be in some serious trouble. Takes a stomp, gonna be taking a hit from the rattle there, but Tim's not able to finish the job, so just backing off. Raji able to circle back around. I mean, Tim's does not want to give up this chase, but I think that's gonna be the end of the engage right there.
I'm so disappointed. I'm so disappointed the skill cap got lowered just by holding alt, and they goofed. Raji, you've brought shame. Shame to Taring.
Shame to the entire team, the entire region of SEA right there.
But like now he doesn't have that ward down, and he didn't go for those like kind of cutesy Batrider plays, right? Where you like pull the wave here in TP, or you just pull the wave along, you know, down that way. And so now he's gonna have an extremely rough time up here.
Speaking of rough times, Slardar taking a magic missile right to the face. He's got himself one little sprint if he absolutely needs it, rather one little crush. He's going to be going, will connect onto ice, but I was a little bit too close for comfort. He kind of gets completely controlled back, has to salve up there before 1 minute in. Is this just going to be too hard of a lane for Slardar?
Well, let's see what he thought. Went with the, ooh, yeah, a little bit rough. I mean, he can get the Quelling Blade soon. At least he got one last hit right there. That's pretty handy. Oh, can't get that aggro to drag back the tower, though. It's, it shouldn't be too bad. It's only one stun. And the slow, I don't think will be enough.
Yeah, I think he's just going to have a really tough time getting anything done. This Vengeful Spirit's going to be so harassy, but he shouldn't lose his life too many times. Now, let's talk a bit about the mid matchup, Tinker versus Naga. So, our late game lords here. What's going to happen in terms of overall CS and control?
Well, I mean, for here, this is like pretty standard plays. I'm surprised the Enchantress isn't going for bottle crow snipes. Because, like, how long has it been? I don't know. 2 years? Oh my god, it's been 2 years. Since we had, like, spammed Naga, mid, bottle crow, so many games. Probably around that. But, like, you know that this hero relies on this. Like, this is the only way this works so well mid. And it's kind of surprising when you have one of the best, like, crow snipers in the game in the Enchantress and you're not actually opting for that. So I feel like they should have the advantage pretty heavy on Taring, but they already do. Like, Tinker versus Naga, he should have a relatively decent time.
Yeah, I'm scared to take my eyes off this top lane. We've got so much aggression
I
that
know.
can come out here. Crystal Maiden going. She's stacking up that jungle, man. She's got a whole parade of creeps after her, able to go and get a really nice pull in, and that means some nice experience for her and Tim's. And down bottom,
It's some Fear Dota gaming up here, man. We got safe lane Tidehunter. This is like safe lane Bounty Hunter. You know, a couple of these odd little heroes that we used to see come up with the top lane, but it's interesting because I guess they just see that the slider is going to be more survival down bottom, which is fair. I think that's true, just because of the way, like, only one single stun, not too concerned about the slow. And they're just really opting for this early farm on Nando, and it'll be interesting to see if they opt for the mech or the blink dagger on him because of that.
Alright, Tinker's build here. We've got 1-1-2 prioritizing that marching machine, so not going to go for that fighting build with max lasers and heat-seeking missiles. Meanwhile, up top, we could have something going down. We got spirits walking every which ways. We are going to have our first Enchantress cake. There's going to be the napalm into the fire. Nando could be in some trouble here. He's got himself some Kraken shells, but is it going to be enough? Can they connect on the fire once again? Looks like Nando's going to be completely fine. Deforestation happening up here as Batrider wants to go burn this little ridge of trees, but I think that's going to be it unless Crystal Maiden can connect with a Frostbite. She'd very much like to do that, but
yeah, this is an interesting duo. It's kind of like a I'm here to win your lane duo, but we're not going to kill anyone. Like, I'm just bringing 2 satyrs. We're going to like spam out some Hadoukens. It's going to be great, but the odds of you actually like snagging a kill are so low.
yeah, I mean, she's definitely going to spend some time here. I wonder if it's going to negatively impact her levels at all, because she needs a kill, but she also needs to continue her spiral up. She needs to get those impetus strikes as quickly as possible.
Yeah, so he feels a little bit lost. I mean, his levels are still pretty good considering how much he has been roaming at the very least, so it's, I definitely would still say it's like a pretty impressive job just by that fact. Like, I feel like every time I look at Ling, he's rotating from lane to lane, but he's still almost level 4, so I would be pretty happy with that if I was on the side of Taring, but it's still not like, I mean, this guy was lights out yesterday, so I'm hoping to see some of that again today, because it really was like a total pleasure to watch.
Yeah, I want to see this godlike Enchantress coming through, just ripping everyone a new one, but she's going to have a bit of a slower start. Down bottom, we did have Slardar getting very, very low, within, you know, sub 100 HP. He was able to squiggle back to base, and now TP's back in to try to get himself some farm. He's not doing the best. He's got himself 13 last hits, but compare that to the Tidehunter's 27. I think Execration are still getting what they need to out of the map.
Yeah, that's impressive. Like, the Venge, like, and again, it's just the fact that it is Slardar versus 1 stun. You can feel pretty safe, secure. Once you get past that little initial part, you get yourself some boots. We'll see if he even has to go back for the Tranquils, or if he can just, like, start straight saving for that blink. Speaking of which, they did go for the Buckler, I believe, on the Tidehunter. I think it's on its way. Yeah. So he'll be going in towards that early mechanism, and this is going to be a great 4 heroes to make space for this Naga.
Oh, Stomp coming out, won't connect, but on the backlands, Crystal Maiden taking a Hadouken blast there from that Satyr. We are going to have Raji flapping around. He's getting kind of low. The Napalm stacks on Tidehunter might not be enough to get him down. He's going to go wand himself up, try to keep himself healthy. Meanwhile, Ling burning down to half health. Nando is sitting in the fire like it doesn't even bother him, and Kim tries to go through. We'll get the Frostbite onto Raji. Raji's still barely alive. After all that aggression, CM gets low, Raji gets low, but no one dropping yet. Almost 6 minutes in the game, still no blood.
Yeah, I think Chemo actually goofed there. Going for like the level 1 Crystal Nova instead of just waiting like 2 more seconds for Frostbite to be up, and they would have had to kill with the Tidehunter.
Yeah.
But that's the problem with Crystal Maiden, right? Her mana pool, like, she's stupid. Like, how much did she have? 25? She is a dumb support. She just like wanders around, doesn't have enough mana pool. She can only throw like 2 spells. She just like sit there for a while and like reflect on it while her passive brings it back up.
Oh, Ling gets controlled there, gets stomped up by Tims and has to just watch as he goes and takes the rune very comfortably and starts walking back. Now there are going to be 2 napalm stacks on Nando. He's sitting in the fire, is going to go through and buckler himself up. So like, as if 2 points in Kraken Shell weren't enough, he also is now just ultra survivable with that buckler.
Yeah, and right there you can see just the fact that like the ward's getting denied and Raji not having like a good general idea as to what's going on up there. You know, that first ward survives, maybe get a secondary one down to keep it going. If he knew how far away the supports were, he could have had that kill on Nando. Or at least forced out a Ravage.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Alright, so up top, I mean, this is kind of super late. Slardar forced back once again, getting a little bit low, maybe not low enough to justify a full trip back to base, but didn't want to sit back and watch as his tower was getting clawed apart. There was nothing he could do, so we could have a wraparound here. It's Vengeful Spirit coming in from the sidelines. The scan does connect onto her, though. He knows something's up. They want to back off a little bit into the trees. That's going to be scary for him. He wants to go in. He wants to deny. This is a pretty high deny to go for. Meanwhile, up top, we are going to have the first Ravage burned out. Raji will get Anchor smashed out. That's going to be our first blood. Down bottom, we could have some follow-up action. There's going to be a missile tossed out. They've got the net creep as well. A Duke and Blast. Satyr doing some serious work. He wants to go deep for this one. Meanwhile, we are going to have that open wounds coming up to Nando as Psionics feels safe, completely diving this. He doesn't have Ravage, and they know that. They're going to punish him. There will be that hop in and out of a creep. They might be able to get a return kill on Psionics. They will be able to do so. That's going to be no action there, no stall in the fighting here, as Ling is able to secure the tower, so no more tier 1 blasts coming at you, but all of a sudden, we have some kills on the board.
Yeah, relatively even trade. Comes in favor of a little bit of Execration, but Tower Gold not showing on the fight recap, so pretty much even, really. Unfortunately, not able to get that denied. Kind of a weird little play there, but in the end, he almost had the sick play with the Infest, right? Like dodging out the stomp, but I think he just barely missed it, and he ended up coming back out when the actual sleep happened.
That's a little bit unfortunate, but either way, both teams putting themselves on the map now. We are going to have that Ravage committed, so there is still a small fighting window from Taring if they want to keep going for this. And it looks like Raji wants to go and force back this CM and punish her as thoroughly as possible. He's got his level 6, but I believe he's going for that drums build, so isn't going to grab up that lasso right away. He needs those raw stats. Look at her melt. I mean, this Ice Maiden cannot deal with the fire. Raji may lose his life for this, but at least he takes the CM out with him. He's going to flap his way through the trees. Can Nando actually catch up with this?
Windlace Dota.
Oh, but Tim's, he's got his rattle, he's punching. All of a sudden, Abed just joins the picture, and that's going to be a nice little Riptide kill for her.
It's actually so infuriating to be a support against Batrider right now. I feel that Crystal Maiden's pain, and I'm a filthy Batrider picker too, so I fully understand like how good it is, but it is actually like so broken. You get Tranquils, your Windlace, and as you said, that drum build is just like, I'm very much on the drum build hype train. It is so good.
Dire's middle tower
Yeah, you can just wait till honestly like level 9 sometimes to get your ult. It's pretty flexible.
Alright, over here on the sideline, Tim's doing what he can to occupy the creeps, but it looks like this tower is going to be completely gone. They're going for that YOLO fortify, but no defense incoming, so it looks like that tier 1 will have to hit the deck. We are going to have a bit of a skirmish down bottom as Lifestealer versus Slardar once again. Just going at it. There will be a wraparound though. These supports want to get something done. Krista Maiden coming in. Oh, she's angry. She wants her revenge. And they should be able to get it here. There will be a crush coming out, but not going to do enough to sleep though. Oh, they get the Earth Splitter onto 2. Psionics. Serious trouble for him. All of a sudden, double kill for the Elder Titan. Nice rotation in from him.
Really well played right there. And ensuring they get the crush off before the rage, like that was so good. Because Lifestealer was holding his rage, waiting for the support rotations. Like he was like, oh, you know, they're going to TP in after we kill him. I'll just rage away. Everything will be fine. But instead, Elder Titan coming in when they were not expecting it. Just so well played right there.
Alright, that means Execration are looking pretty sharp for this laning phase in terms of overall last hits. Naga top in the charts, Tidehunter. I mean, he's keeping par with the mid-tinker. He has definitely got what he needs to out of the lane. And it's going to pop a Ravage here in the top. I don't know if he can actually secure the kill onto Raji again. Raji's so fast, but they are going to bring the Naga as well. And Naga is able to get the kill onto Batrider, but Psionics, he's hunting for more. They are going to bring in Ling onto that Enchantress. Can she actually get the strikes here onto Nando? He's so survivable with the mechanism. Now Psionics actually went in trouble here. It looks like he's going to have to scurry away. They have Anchor Smash up in 1 second. They're not going to get it off onto the Lifestealer, but either way, forcing him back, sending him away with a warning. This is Dire looking so strong. The teamwork here is incredible.
I really like the fact that Abed just held that song for so long. He's like, you're fine, Nando, it's fine. You know, he had mech, he's got his wand. They were kind of like baiting it out a little bit. And what is that now? 2100. It's a relatively even farm between the Tinker and the Naga. Like, what is it? Oh, it's less than 100 gold differential, but the only thing is, of course, Tinker does come on a little bit earlier. Swap down bottom, actually into a stun, but I don't know if Raj can catch him in time.
Yeah, Raji's quick, but that's asking a whole lot for a Batrider with no blink. He already popped his drums. If they could actually get the lasso here, it'd be great. But level 1 lasso, look at that range, man.
Yo.
Oh, can he get it done? They have the Wave of Terror. They keep the vision up. He's looking for the stomp, but he's just going to burn down. Very nice coordination there.
Yeah, that was good. It's really hard to hit those flame breaks sometimes, too, because like that was a Windlace, Tranquil's Elder Titan as well. So you have to try and like time it up with that range of the flame break, too. It can be juked out pretty heavily sometimes. But yeah, so Yamate's doing his thing, right? He's got his boots of travels up, and Naga still has to do the same thing. Aved just has to keep on farming. He doesn't have this nice global presence yet. He doesn't have his Radiance, of course. Just a slight differential between very similar heroes here. And man, was that ever like exactly the lane we expected? Neither hero dying, and both just sitting there, like bottling, farming.
They could just put on some sunglasses. They wanted nothing to do with each other, didn't even to look at each other. They were there for the creeps, and they both know that.
I don't even think they know that there's like 5 of their heroes, like 4 players on each team. You know what I mean? It was just like some 1v1 action against creeps.
Dude, this is Creep Click Simulator 2016. We are gonna have Crystal Maiden. Oh, poor girl. That is, she was just stuck between a rock and a lifestealer place.
Yeah, and I really like that Raji actually gets the kill vanning too, because now that's just that early blink. 12 minutes of drums, already well on his way, and that's gonna sync up so nicely with this Tinker too. So much space.
They're wrapping around. They could go for something more. Vengeful Spirit. She's got that Wave of Terror. She's gonna bump right on into that Elder Titan. He's got himself.
They're so fearless right now because Ara is just like
I mean, why would they be scared? They've got everything they need here. Batrider Lasso still not been committed. Seder Blast coming in, so Tim's gets a warning. Naga Illusion's gonna go scout out something. There'll be some push mid lane, but Yamate, I mean, we haven't seen him have any sort of impact, which is exactly what you want from a Tinker. He's not dying, he's getting his items, he's going and just pushing and being where the rest of the heroes aren't, and that's what he needs to do.
Yep, and well, Ara had a nice little playdown bomb just because he was creep cutting, so he was able to get kind of some free space, some free farm, and that does give him his blink dagger, so maybe that'll be the solution. Be able to sync up with like his Tidehunter here, who's going back and doing at least the casual cloak for now. Will probably be the eventual pipe, just because there is a Tinker. We'll see when he wants to go for it. Man, kind of weird, but I'd really like a Blade Mail on Nando this game, just because he's like this core Tidehunter up against this like Lifestealer and Tinker and Batrider and Enchantress.
Yeah, I feel like his playstyle on a variety of heroes, not just the Tidehunter, just kind of walk up and say like, all right, fight me, see how that works out for you. So Blade Mail would complement that very well.
I don't think I've ever seen a Tide Blade Mail though, but it's one of those heroes that just never had it because of Kraken Shell and the way it used to work with Blade Mail, where it was like you reduce so much damage that then they don't take any, but of course now it's all before reduction. So I don't know. I know the Tidehunter position 1 isn't a well-developed meta yet here, guys. So I'm just spitballing, all right.
All right.
But I dig it. I'd be down.
So he's going to walk in. He's got his tentacles ready if he wants to go and completely push this, but Radiant do reveal the Tidehunter, so they know at least something rotated out from the mid lane towards the bottom lane, and the rest of the Radiant could group up for this. Have any smokes online? Not yet. I don't need them.
Man, Ling, where you at, bro? Like,
farming. He's got a Dragonlance.
Living his life. Yeah, hasn't really had to apply that pressure, I guess. I don't know. The fact that they, again, I think the Courier Snipe was a really big missed opportunity. Wow, that is hilarious.
What?
This Lifestealer, that's clowny. He didn't like the Enchantress Satyr. He was thinking about going in there, but they just think it's like a Satyr wandering and scouting.
Bottom tower is under attack.
I like his little fuzzy boots. Either way, down bottom, this tower will be going down, and that's a huge piece of control over the Radiant jungle, which means Enchantress has just a little bit less safe space.
What, I had no idea.
The Satyr?
Yeah, those are nice.
Yeah, he's got fuzzy boots.
Fashionable.
Yeah, the Satyrs are the most fashionable creeps. Although the Ogres, they've got some cute little bracelets too. Alright, so Dire, they get what they want and...
nude. Oh, he's got a loincloth. That's very sensible.
I mean, are we looking at jungle creeps to get some wardrobe
I mean,
ideas?
it's a Tinker versus Naga game here, so... There's that. There's a lot of creep watching, creep killing. It's pretty much the name of the game.
Yo, this Hill Troll Berserker up in the Dire Smell camp, he is decked out. He's got that cow print shield. Oh, he's got himself a nice little leather tunic.
Damn, is that from the catalog right there? Like, item number A.
Dude, it's real leather. It's all nice quality. Okay.
Nando?
Nando.
Hello?
Please relax. I feel like maybe there was
I
lag.
think he was DC'd or something.
He just wants that tower, man. We talked about the tunnel vision going on this game, but that seemed a bit extreme.
Well, it is nighttime. It's a bit hard to tell thanks to new vision things, but the Crystal Maiden and the Elder Titan aren't actually spotted, so a little bit of a bait, perhaps. And, of course, Sionic's coming in, but he does dodge the Crush, I believe? Yeah. I
mean, what they can do is just wait for this Rage to expire, then Nando just hits R, and they can totally re-engage on this.
Yeah, it's level 4, though, so it's like 6 full seconds, and Batrider is probably going to have a lasso up on the Slardar by then, too. But yeah, who can TP in?
The Crush animation on the Slardar looks pretty neat. Alright, so we got 2 fish boys duking it out. And now it looks like the G is called Execration. How are they going to get out of this one? We'll see. Okay. Just complete disengage.
That's one way to do it.
Okay, the blink on the bat, they do have that spirit scouting out Raji. He's gonna be in some trouble here, gonna get stomped up, frozen up. Crystal Main's dancing. Goodbye, Raji. He's gonna be flapping away for dear life, but another crush does connect. Nando going in with the mechanism will be able to heal up after the impetus strike. March of the Machines coming in from the Tinker, but the rest of Execration feeling very good about the way they reacted to that.
Yeah, it's time to push. Like, Naga's just about into a Radiance. In fact, I think it might be on its way.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Oh, they got it!
Dire's
What?
turret
Oh
has been
no, where did it go down? That must have been, where's Lifestealer at? What's
It
he
was in the
doing?
Ancients. Radiant Ancients that died over there somehow.
Oh man. Okay, well we might have some revenge going on as Yamate gonna bear the brunt of this. They are gonna bring in Nando. He's got the Ravage if needed. Gonna be trying to wait for that rage to expire, but Slardar gonna lose his life in the process. Now Nando in some serious trouble. Can he react fast enough? He doesn't have the Ravage anymore. He's almost fresh out of mana. There will be an Earth Splitter coming in. Nice swap back from Ice, trying to make some work. Taking a gush though. One final impetus strike does finish off the Sea Cucumber. And now, oh, Kim just burning so incredibly quickly. These supports from Execration, fortunately not survivable enough.
Yeah, that was a
Radiant's
little bit of an
bottom
awkward one
tower
right
is
there.
under attack.
Oh, that's so disappointing.
Radiant structures
Oh, wait.
are fortified.
Wait, what?
What are you,
Oh,
what are you looking down at?
the courier. Wasn't it 13? Okay, that's actually hilarious.
What?
Well, the courier died, and I saw 1,300 and some.
Radiant's
I thought it said
bottom tower
1,350. I
is
thought it was the
under
Radiance recipe, but it was actually just a shitload of items that happened to total 1,300 and some. That's actually glorious.
Yep, we'll see what it was. I believe it was like sticks and urns.
Yeah,
and
it's like sticks and parts of a drum. Oh, good stuff. All right.
So Naga,
Crisis averted.
she's got her Radiance. She can start pushing, start doing her thing. And I mean, this game's going to get a little more tough for Taring in terms of overall net worth. It's going to be a slight advantage for Execration, but I say slight in the fact that it's like sub 1,000 difference, has been sub 1,000 difference all game. It's ridiculously close.
Yeah, like it's actually unbelievably crucial this Radiant something right now though, because they have the pipe, they have the mech. Like if I'm Execration, I just want to like run it towers, just like we ran at mid tower. You know, I want to go in that top lane, clear that out. I want to take Roshan. I just want to be like such a giant beefy force that there's no way you can fight us.
Alright, we've got Raji. He's been chilling in this tree line for a long time. As Firefly gonna run out, he's gonna go in. We'll get the dragon, the correct Naga. That's gonna be a small victory in itself. Now Aved gonna be controlled. Will start singing. They bring in Crystal Maiden. Does she want to start that freezing field? We'll see. She's gonna stick around. There will be a TP out from the Naga Siren. Meanwhile, Slardar getting himself very, very low. What was he doing? Just
I'm not too sure.
just
Probably
playing around?
jungling away.
yeah. He's got himself a good chunk of items here if he wants to go for something neat for himself, treat himself to that 4 staff. He should finish it off fairly soon.
Yeah, just the recipe to go on that, but they need to get some of that aggressive vision come back from the Radiant. I mean, that whole gank up top of them in the Naga, almost successful. Maybe just not quite in range yet, and of course Yamate not even having max laser yet as well, so he can't quite pair up with the Bat Rider, but they need to get that aggressive vision, see if they can keep an eye on this Naga Siren, try and pick off a bed a couple of times. The Micro King, the Meepo player, so try and shut him down now, but again, if I'm Execration, man, like, let's go. What are we doing?
Man, Tide is super farmed here, taking up that second slot on the net worth chart, surpassing the Tinker by a little bit, certainly surpassing the Lifestealer, and he's going to have himself his Blink fairly soon if that's what he chooses to go for next. Could go for the Greaves. Do you think we see him stop for Blink, or does he need full heal mode activated?
I think eventually Blink for sure. I kind of like Greaves first, and then maybe go back to the Blink. Just by like the nature of their team.
Alright. We are going to have
Man,
Slardar.
he is diving.
He wants this so badly. Should be able to get it. He'll definitely pay with his life. Gives the kill over to
That's
Ling.
worth it.
That's definitely worth. Alright.
Not according to the fight recap, I guess.
I mean, I think it's still
Tinker loses 329.
it's still completely fine.
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
you
fine.
can afford to have Kamikaze Slardar. He also was able to buy out before he went down, so it's not like he lost any huge chunk of pennies.
Yeah, exactly.
And over here, we got the wraparound. Psionics feels like he's just not having a tremendous impact yet, and obviously Lifestealer hasn't really even started to hit his peak. He's going to be able to react very, very quickly with that rage. There will be an Earth Splitter coming out in the back lines here. They really want to get something done. Oh, that's going to be a big old lockdown there. Poor
That was
Raji.
so funny. Raji just like runs into a Naga, and he just like right clicks it once suddenly a net flies out from it, and he pings it like crazy. He's like, oh my god, it's actually the real Naga. Help!
Yeah, it's like, oh, it's illusion, just like 1-2 punch, and then he's like, you can feel the moment of like, oh crap. Alright, look at that amp damage just go to work on this Roshan. We're at 20 minutes in and it's just melting like butter.
Radiant's bottom tower.
Yeah, this is perfect. I just find that one pick off, right? I mean, especially with Bat Rider. I think that's the hero I would probably take even over the Tinker. If I could have anyone down while I'm Roshan. So life is good.
Absolutely. I mean, that's going to be Execration picking up a little bit of an advantage for themselves. Now 3,000 net worth going in their favor. Certainly a very long road to go. I mean, you're going against a Tinker that wants to rat till the day he dies, so it's going to be a bit tricky for Execration to deal with, but they've got the Naga, which is going to be great at just pushing multiple lanes at once, and Tinker, he's only one man, only one machine. There's only so much he can do. Now, there's going to be a ping out here. Slardar is scouted out. He wants to go in, wants to get the crush, will be able to do so, finds the lockdown. Do they have the follow-up? They bring the Vengeful Spirit, swap back. She wants to just go. She'll Magic Missile. She'll drop her full combo on the Slardar. They are going to have Tims, though. He's sprinting. Vengeful Spirit will definitely have to give her life for this. Crush off the mark. The Gush does connect, though, and that's going to be a quick lockdown there for the Venge.
That was really nicely played. Like, it can be very difficult as any Blink initiator to track down a Tinker, but just knowing that you can blink at the like the max range of the match machines and just make sure that you're going to be close to the Tinker and then use that Force Staff to kick it all off. So, and Nando going back for that Blink Dagger first, I think that's just like reading the situation correctly, because the way I was looking at it with like getting the Greaves is just like that gives you, basically without Aegis, the Greaves would have been giving you this ability to just walk into towers and like really put that good fear into Taring, but now that you actually have the Aegis instead, you can use that and get that.
Oh, Bat Rider gets the drag off. They are going to have those Sproinks to follow up, so that will be an Aegis burned on the Slardar, but the rest of the Dire, they're still going up. They're going deep for this one. Nando's got his Ravage. If he wants to pop it off, there will be another Crush connecting onto Yamate on the back lines. They should be able to get this kill. Tinker loses his life. Wave of Terror connects onto a bunch. Raji should be the next target here. He's going to flap himself away, but this tier 2 could face some serious damage. Now that's going to be Nando taking none of that nonsense.
So
Link thinks he's being sneaky, but that is just absolute slap in the face.
That's really bad for Taring right now. And the fact they didn't even burn the Ravage, Nando just holding on to that. Like, there was even like a good like 3-man Ravage. I think they could have like cleaned up maybe like the Bat right at the same time, but it wouldn't have been in total range of objectives. So I think it was way smarter. Like, it was a little bit riskier maybe to not pop it, but now Aegis gone, still have the threat of Ravage, almost up into those Guardian Greaves. This is looking very scary. It should be relatively easy for them to just clean up these last 2 towers now.
Yeah, we've got Bat Rider doing whatever he can just to stall at the push mid, but up top I don't think there's much they can do against this. Taring have learned their lesson, trying to go into this wad of Dire heroes, and now the kill score almost doubled up in Execration's favor. Overall levels really starting to slope off in favor of Dire.
Radiant's top tower
And now another Force Staff game.
Oh,
no!
Oh, buddy! Oh, golly gee, that is not great.
What was that?
That was a warning
Was that
shot.
the March? Did he get tagged by?
there's the aggressive, like, dude.
Oh, bad. Wait, was he? No, he wasn't. I've done that. I was playing like outside like 2 weeks ago, and I was microing the courier, and I tried to haste it, and I ravaged in the middle of a smoke gank. It was good. There's some good Dota 2, but I don't think he was courier microing. I believe that was a blink.
These are some next level mind games. I just don't think we're on his level to understand it.
That might be what it is.
I think he's saying, like, I'm big enough, I don't even need a Ravage to take out your entire team. Watch him get a Rampage in this next fight.
Yeah, piece of cake. You know, he's actually got a hidden refresher back at base. Yeah, maybe that's what it was. Maybe it was like down bottom here. Maybe he had an arcane rune we just didn't notice. Just want to take. Oh, a bed. Cheeky.
All right, they're gonna follow up here as Elder Titan goes in. Nice Earth Splitter to connect. They will bring out Psionics. Life to the bomb is gonna be on the mark, so Abed will end up going down for this. Can't sing his way out of this one. Now, Nando, I wish you had a Ravage here. Should be able to get a kill or two without it, and should be able to get the kill onto Raji. Heatseek Missile comes in, just pops him down a little bit. Tim's taking a lot of damage there from that Radiance Illusion, and now this Enchantress Strike should be able to finish him off. He goes Force-Staff himself to high ground. Kim, she wants to fight. She's gonna dance, but gets stunned up right at the start of her solo, and that's gonna be a crush to follow up. Krista Maiden as well as the starter lose their life. It's just gonna be Nando trying to man up here, but there's not a whole lot he can do against this armless Lifestealer. They still have the Elder Titan going in, that natural order, doing some work. There's a triple kill. Can he get an Ultra? Can he prove us all wrong? Saying that Tidehunter doesn't need Ravage. What are you talking about? He's a melee fighter, true and true, but I think he is in some serious trouble here. He's gonna take a Gush.
Force-Staff gaming, he's fine.
Oh, the Heat-Seeking Missile coming
come
in.
on.
Oh, no. Come on, you're okay, man. You've got those Greaves up, 7 seconds. Yamate comes in to take out the trash. Gets out that Elder Titan finally, after being such a pest.
That's pretty impressive they got out of there, actually. I thought they were both just going to die anyway, but... Uh-oh. That's, that could have gone a hell of a lot better with the Ravage, though. Much better. Like,
Yeah,
man, look how much damage he did, though. He did 3,400 damage on that Tidehunter. That's like the most damage I've ever seen a Tidehunter do in a fight. 8 Anchor Smashes, 4 Gushes. I think he's definitely putting in work.
He's trying so hard. I mean, I'm sure we can just imagine his team speak going on. Like, oh, hey, Nando would have been nice for a Ravage there. But either way, he will have it up fairly shortly, as it is now going to be at the ready for this next fight. 1,300 gold on him. What's his next pick here?
That's really hard, actually.
Invisibility.
There's so many different options. I don't think another Force Staff would be bad. I definitely can't. He's gonna go for the Shivas instead, though. I guess that's pretty good too. A little bit more wave clear, help up against the Stinker too. A little bit more like sieging capabilities where he just like blinks in, and that gives you an option to like blink Shivas. You don't have to immediately Ravage, right? You don't have to like just hop on in there or something like that. So maybe that's worth it in that sense. But again, you could really see the value of the Force Staffs up against this Lifestealer, and it's gonna be the same thing when you're sieging up against bottom lane chemo. Oh, it's an Invis room. Okay.
Just amazing. She's like, I can have an impact. No one sees me. No one can kill me if they don't see me.
Really wants this ward down. Oh no, chemo! It's almost gone. Oh, panic!
Dance, girl, dance. You got that freezing field. She's gonna go in. She just unloads that frostbite, and she tried. I think she'll be remembered as a hero.
That's so depressing.
You can feel it. She's like, guys, I have an Invis rune. Let's do it. And then she just gets surrounded as it starts to run out, and the panic slowly sets in as she knows her death is imminent, but she's able to land a nice frostbite before she goes down. Well, either way,
Oh, I mean, very high skill.
Naga has been our silent killer over here. She's now farmed to hell. Look at that net worth going for her. Octarine. She's flying in some more goodies there, picking up a Yasha to go for that Manta style. So that's going to be more and more impact coming out from Execration in terms of overall net worth. They are still sitting at a big advantage, but haven't really found that acceleration for the last couple of minutes.
Yeah, and maybe it's like Sionix. I don't know. I guess it's just because it's a life stealer. You can't. You don't have like great farming capabilities, right? He hasn't been doing that much fighting. He only has 4 kills, 4 assists. It's been a little bit of a slower game compared to most life stealer games. You just want to be like non-stop, like infesting, active fighting and stuff like that too. So. Now that he's into like the full Deso though, that is going to improve his farm speed. Should be able to catch up to like, I'd say halfway in between like the Tidehunter and the Naga, somewhere around like the 32, 33 minute mark, and maybe then like when he gets into an AC, perhaps that'll be enough. Ling's going to be scaling into that nice little core role, already have the Aghanim Scepter and the Dragon Lance, and I think going back to the Hurricane Pike would actually be fantastic this game too, just again, like Force Staff Dota, that item is just, it's so good right now. Everyone's about 4 staffs.
Yeah, that mobility is going to be awesome here. Now, Nando, double damaged up, wants to get something done. It's going to expire, so this game is Execration with those bittersweet runes. And it's kind of just a complete farm fest. I think that's what we're expecting here, seeing that Naga going into a Tinker pick, but both teams really want nothing to do with each other.
Yeah. It's kind of like both teams have like Tinker versus Naga, pretty even in terms of map control, split push, and everything like that. And then after that, there's like kind of 2 half-ass heroes in the Bat Rider and the Tidehunter. Bat Rider a little bit better in terms of like keeping up that split push, but other than that, it's pretty weak on the split push overall, right? Like you don't have like a Sven or something. You got a Lifestealer who can only attack 1 creep at a time. He's a little bit slower. He can't like keep up this push, and so both teams are getting like stalled out by the other person's mid, and that's when it's going to come down to these pickoffs. And you have a Bat Rider, so yeah, I imagine like Taring are still just kind of like wishing you can just like find out this damn Naga, but it's so hard, and it could be a little bit easier with the Slardar with that Force Staff too to try and track down this Tinker, but they haven't laid any of those nice little traps that we like to see up against Tinker. No cliff wards, no waiting in the trees or anything. It's interesting. I guess they're just gonna try and control Roche.
Alright, we've got Tidehunter sitting back. Slardar got himself a nice shiny new BKB if he wants to unleash that in the next fight. So it feels like everyone at this point, 30 minutes in, has the kit they need to start having a really big impact. But both teams just kind of continuing to ignore each other. Where do you think we're going to see the first head-on fight?
I would wager the Execration get Roche for free. So it might just be the Radiant high ground. If they want to smoke on the Radiant side, is that what they're doing right now? I hope they are. Because if they want to smoke up and actually head in towards Roche and try and take that area for themselves, I think that would be an extremely good idea.
Easier said than done, though. You're going up against the threat of a Ravage, the threat of a Freezing Field to follow that up, and Slardar just going amp damaging everyone. This natural order is now going to really start to have an impact. Oh.
A bed? Wow, he's feeling very bold.
No, he's an illusion, man. He's playing those games. It's going to be able to dodge out that Impetus Strike with the Mantis style, showing that one off, and finally putting some pressure, at least a little bit of pressure, onto this Radiant high ground, forcing a lot of reactions. That gives a lot of information to Execration in terms of who's there to react.
Tower should be going down here. No massive AoE to deal with this. Can't really hop in as a bat rider at the current moment. So.
I mean, they're content to keep going in. They've still got all their ultimates at the ready. Tidehunter blinking away the disjoint, that heat-seeking missile, and that's going to be a back off into Roche. There will be some rotations back up top as they do want to get the punish here onto Psionics. Can they possibly cancel this TP? It doesn't look like it.
So close.
Thank God Abed didn't sing. That would have been very unfortunate.
Little plays there though, so life is good. Nando just back the Ancients, and Radiant, they get a little bit of breathing room. So heading towards the pit, and well, it's good that you bring up the song too, because that's yeah, so many ways for Taring to just like get totally screwed out of this fight. You have to try and fight around the Spirit, the Splitter, the Sleep, fight around the Song, you have to fight around Ravage. It's a totally disastrous place, don't get me wrong, for the Radiant to go, but at the same time, I don't know if they can just give this up for free. Unfortunately, they're going to have to.
Yeah, I mean, they either have to get their booties in that pit, like, right now, or nothing's going to come of it. And it looks like they aren't going to be in time as this Roshan going down very cleanly again. Amp damage, good spell up against the big guy, Roshan. There are pings out onto the Vengeful Spirit. So they know she's there. They know she's scouting out. They know they're probably keen on the fact that Roche is going down, but they can't do anything about it.
Yeah, smoke up here. A little bit aggressive. And I think that was under that Radiant Ward, though? Yeah,
at least part of it was. So they know something's going on here. A bunch of heroes disappear off the map. Not good if you're Taring. You've got to be a little bit spooked. I like that they're kind of wrapping around here, trying to decide where the best aggression is. They could push out mid. They could push out bottom. Just kind of focusing their resources whenever's convenient. Nice crush here, Ling. Probably no chance to react. Nice swap, though. Ravage connects onto both. Crystal Maiden, oh, she finally gets her chance to shine. And that's an Earth Splitter coming back on through. Connects on everyone they need to. Heat-seeking missile spraying out left and right. But Taring's still going to get the worst off of this engage. All right.
The other thing is, you didn't catch the Tinker, so maybe they can't get like the full racks? I don't know. There's so much pressure on Yamate right now. Like on one hand, he doesn't have the same mechanism. Oh, there's the Song. Abed is fishing deep right now. It does not find the Tinker.
Tinker's gonna go in. They do get the crush though. Can they actually get the follow-up damage here? There's a BKB popped out onto the slaughter. They want more. As okay, the anchor smash will be enough. Tinker going down. That's a killing spree gone. Raji frozen up. They should be able to keep fighting here. Okay, Slardar, he's getting a little bit too low for comfort. There's a Tinker Ag showing up, but no one going down just yet. Naga getting so low. Will end up burning her Aegis. Psionics is still fighting Nando. He's gonna get bursted back. He's still up somehow, still alive. Raji gets stomped in. There's gonna be a crush to finish the job. Slardar with the style points, scooting in and out of that fight. Doesn't end up going down. No one in Execration drops. They end up losing their Aegis, but that is worthwhile.
Yeah, they saved the racks. It took 2 buybacks, unfortunately, for Taring. So, yeah, definitely a big one for Execration. They're going to back themselves away. And life continues. This game is getting a little bit out of hand, though, so maybe the fact that Taring were able to save the racks is pretty massive. I really did like that play by Abed, though. Like, in the moment, it's... like, he's going in deep, he's holding them back while they try and, like, finish one of these buildings off, get the tower. And it ended up setting up because Yamate, he wasn't caught in the initial song, but he ended up, like, scooting along the sides and he blinked into it. And, unfortunately, it set up very well for RR to get that first initial pick off on him. So, hard game. They're still in it, though, for sure. Even 1 rack's down is fine with a Tinker, but managing to save both is pretty grand right now. And Ling's now into the Hurricane Pike, I believe. Yeah, let's get that finished up. So, fully online as your next core here.
Yeah, I don't know if Yamate can carry this, though. All he's doing is kind of delaying the inevitable as Naga's net worth is getting very scary here. She's got herself a completed Scotty.
Scotty, that's interesting. That's like no fear of Ed.
I mean, speaking of no fear of bed, we've got some quirky use of ultimates going on from the side of Execration. She's just songs, TPs herself out. Maybe a little bit...
I think she was spooked, yeah.
Yeah.
It's just like such an often like warded area that could have been a smoke bat. That is not her though.
I mean, they're making sure of it. Nando revealing himself. He does have his Ravage at the ready. Psionic's going to get occupied. Maybe trying to bait out something here. They reveal the Spirit, so everyone knows there's going to be more action to come. Oh god, I'm losing control of my hotkeys.
There's a Ravage, I don't know.
I mean, they're waiting for this to time out. They want to make sure that Rage is going to be a non-factor. Okay, there's going to be a blink in. Yamate caught out. Can they actually follow up from this swap back to keep Yamate safe? And Ice looking to be on the aggressive now. Abed in some trouble again. No more song, but there's going to be the Earth Splitter into a Ravage. Ice getting completely iced in that fight. And now bouncing around Laser, but I don't think it's going to be enough. This line of racks should be getting very, very low. Guardian Greaves keeping everyone nice, everyone healthy. Taring are fighting without a huge point of control. The net comes in, connects onto that deer. It's hunting season, and it looks like Execration. They want to continue to focus objectives. They should be able to zone back the rest of Taring.
Can't quite save the racks, though. Only losing the Venge. Can they chase is the question.
Oh, nice Manta dodge out once again. Nando's still up. He's losing a bit of regen, though. I mean, he's going to have 13 seconds till the Graves. No more Pipe, no more Shivas, so he's got to be a little bit careful. I mean, I feel like Carry Tide might start to lose a little bit of relevance here 35 minutes in, but definitely did his job.
Yeah, and I mean, you have the Naga, too, right? She puts in quite a bit of that slipstream work. You just handle the fights. It's fine. That's your job. Yeah, and going back for that Ghost Scepter too. Nice little pickup as well.
This'll come in
a little bit
handy.
interesting up against a Tinker, but of course that Lifestealer there. And we all know how good Feast can be in your later game scenarios for some of these tankier heroes. Raji just... Raji?
You alright, boy?
Oh, his Firefly ran out. That was close.
Yeah, he's got flank.
He should have been dead.
Well, either way, he lives to tell the tale. But this net worth chart is starting to get pretty scary after this Rax fall. It's going to be 25,000 advantage going the way of Execration, and it seems like game one could be in the bag unless Tinker can pull out a miracle.
Oh yeah, a little bit of a defensive wards. Maybe that'll be enough for the Batrider, right? Trying to get yourselves a little bit of a jump.
Big smoke coming out, though. I mean, maybe trying to use the Naga as bait. Lots of pings going around as... Alright, Naga's illusion gets dominated as there will just be desperation coming out from Taring, but that's going to be a double kill all at once. Elder Titan showing his worth as that roaming support, and they are going to go through. They get Psionics trapped in a net. He rages his way out of it. Abed getting a little bit low here. Doesn't have that Aegis to rely on, but does have that Octarine core for regen. Yamate gets completely knocked out of this fight. No buyback left, and this could be the end as GG comes out for game number 1, going in favor of Execration.
Slight pull the fountain there. Oh, live it! Ah, he's fine.
He's completely fine. What are you talking about?
I love it. I love seeing drafts that make you go like, huh, that's a safe lane Tide Hunter.
Yeah.
And that's something they just work out so well. So Execration really pulling this one together. Again, if I had to pick one thing, I'm sorry, Ling, I love you. And you played well yesterday, but that early game Enchantress, like 0-0-1 at like what? It was like 14 minutes or something. None of those early game rotations. It kind of helped out the safe lane, or rather the off lane and the Batrider, but not able to get those early ganks on the Naga. Not able to try and shut her down before she's into the Song at level 6 or something. Not able to go for that courier that you know has to come into the lane like twice before it's going to have flying. Like, everyone knows this, guys. It's like, go back, study your Dota history. It's how mid-Naga works. So a little bit disappointed there, because I expect more from you, Taring. So we'll see. It's a best of 3, though. And Execration played exceptionally well. It's not like Taring through or anything like that, for sure. I thought they did a very nice job. The sync between Nando and Tim's was so beautiful to watch, right? Those Ravages into Earth Splitters, looking pretty solid.
Yeah, we'll see if there's going to be any Tide Hunter or Titan bans coming up next. Again, best of 3, so sit tight. More Mr. Cat coming at you in just a few minutes.